contained Manchester City, worth watching for one incident alone. To talk you through it, John Motson.
One Arsenal legend congratulates another. A warm embrace between Ian Wright and Thierry Henry. And Wright will make a presentation to his successor to mark his midweek milestone of 186 goals for the club. The Frenchman here has overtaken Wright's record, and they are the two most accurate gunners of all time, having hit the target between them 371 times for Arsenal. A silver cannon in there somewhere for Thierry. And with the home side on 499 goals in the Premiership at Highbury, could Henry spark another celebration by striking number 500 today? Stuart Pearce has only lost 3 out of 16 matches since he's been in charge of the City team. And you know from their work ethic what type of manager they've got now. Big test for them today, though. And Henry's made the run. And Sommet made the challenge. And Perez has missed the sitter. Well, it was Perez who provided the pass for Henry's key goal in the week. And here the compliment was just about returned. Henry came past the defender, managed to pull the ball back perfectly, and with David James out of his goal, well, Perez skied that horribly. Perez hasn't scored in the Premiership this season. Sommet with the header out. Perez looking for a free kick, doesn't get it. Forward by Mills, Vassell and Segan. Oh, Vassell. Sobieski to his left is the only man up with him at the moment. Ireland's arriving now. It's still Vassell. This is Moussampa. Well, City fans still talk about the last-minute winner he scored against Liverpool last April. Kiki Moussampa, still on loan from Atletico Madrid. Swinging away. Henry. And again. Well, Perez doesn't get a free kick there. And in fact, his reaction. And Mike Riley's got a job to do here. Well, this was the incident concerned. Mills comes into the back of Perez there, and then Stuart Pearce appealing. And then there's a few words said by Mills to Perez, presumably about the way he went down. And Perez uses the right fist and then claims he was struck as well. Yellow card for Mills, and I think a yellow card as well for Perez. Bergkamp. Can they do it here? Flamini! Couldn't find Henry. Gilberto. Fabregas finds Lauren. But City have got so many blue shirts around the ball. They're shutting Arsenal out at the moment. Sobieski. Now then, Touré suddenly decided to take a hand, and here's Henry! Goalkeeper out, David James goes down, Henry! Mike Riley says penalty, and David James has done it again. Conceded a penalty as he rushes out from goal. He will probably contest this one, they certainly are. But look what happens here. Touré, the man from the back, what a lesson there is there for teams who play 4-5-1. Not that Arsenal are, but if a back player comes out, then something can happen. Henry comes for the ball. David James, well, I think that's a penalty, I really do. I agree with Mike Riley. And now then, a chance for Arsenal to score their 500th Premiership goal at Highbury, and the responsibility is that of Robert Perez. And he scores, and it's a moment of Highbury history. 500 goals since the Premiership started in home league games for Arsenal. And what a relief that is for their crowd today. Perez, who missed that first half chance, has an opportunity to make amends, and he does so. This is Musampa. And he's on his left foot. Oh, and he's found Sobieski, chance for Manchester City. Didn't really middle that. Clichy. Flamini. Bergkamp. Oh, penalty again! Penalty again! Jordan on Bergkamp. And this is all going wrong for Manchester City. Perez, who's already scored one, now faces... What an extraordinary incident. What on earth was Perez doing? Well... Oh, I see, he was waiting for Henry. Perez goes forward. He does touch the ball, actually. His stud scraped it, so it has to be an intended pass for Henry. Well, Arsene Wenger looking somewhat anxious on the edge of his seat. As well he might now. Sommet is forward here. And, ooh, header didn't really go anywhere. And Arsenal concede possession all too easily. Jordan. Croft. And Vassell. But it won't count. It's offside. And what City thought was an equaliser will not stand. And it's marginal, isn't it? There's no daylight there with the defender. Oh, it was only a shirt's width, if that. Henry with Clichy up outside him. Oh, he's got some pace. Can he get past Sommet? Bergkamp's in the middle. Henry. Oh, what a great little ball in there. And Fabregas was there, and David James picked it off his toe. Good save. Up goes Richards with Segan. This is Barton. Croft. Sunji High. Up goes Vassell. And here's Richards. Oh! He could have made a name for himself there on his league debut. Micah Richards, only 17, latches onto this cross from Sunji High, but he pulls his shot a long way wide. And Arsenal would have been kicking themselves if that had gone in.
Tell us what happened.
What happened? I don't know.
It was one of the most extraordinary moments, wasn't it?
Unfortunately for Robert, it's going to be in all those kind of tape that you can have about strange things that happen on the pitch. I don't know why his leg went numb. But
somebody told me, in fact I think it was him, that it was your idea.
It was, but it wasn't my idea to make his leg go numb.
You're laughing now. I don't think you were then.
No, I wasn't, but it's part of the game as well to make these kind of mistakes, and I think he's vaccinated now for the rest of his life to take a penalty like that. That's a positive sign of it, and he's a lucky boy because the team has not been punished.
I felt like it was a little bit disrespectful for us. I didn't like it at all. No.
You could interpret it like that, but certainly you have always to analyze the intention, and the intention was not at all to be disrespectful. The intention was to score the goal.
Cruyff did it. Everyone went ballistic when they did it at Ajax. I think sometimes also you have to remember it wasn't a lack of respect to no one, but you have to remember that football, don't get me wrong, once again, we shouldn't have done it. But football also, it's a game, and people keep on forgetting that it's an entertainment also. I take the blame, and from now on I take all the pain. So we can laugh about it once again because we take the 3 points, but I think we would not have been laughing if we didn't win, and I just wanted to apologize also to all the Arsenal fans, because maybe that wasn't the right thing to do, so next time I take all the pains.
And will he shoot? Or will he pass? Spectacularly inept, but downright hilarious, I felt.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any disrespect in terms of to Manchester City, and we're told that it was something that Perez and Henry had worked on in training, and I suppose if it come off, we'd have all been raving about it tonight, wouldn't we? But it was never to be. But his leg went numb. I think it must have been the away leg. So, but it's absolutely fantastic incident. This is the first penalty. Now you'll see, Henry comes up and has a word and goes, "Robert, not this time, right? You shoot, right? I don't fancy it. It's a bit early in the game." So there you are. So that's 1-0. Here we go. Just about move, so it's in play.
Ball has to move forward, is the
yes,
rule.
it's in play. The referee said he gave a free kick because he actually thought he touched it twice, and this was obviously at the end where they're sort of having a discussion about it. Now this is the Cruyff
It can be done.
It can be done. Cruyff, Jesper Olsen, thank you very much indeed. Now, you do have to wonder sometimes with penalties what can happen to your mind, don't you? Because we've got another little example here where, you know, somebody actually going for a record, and this happened.
Oh, dear me, he absolutely fluffed it. The nerves got to him.
Didn't look too bothered, Al.
You know what? I don't mind great players trying to be clever.
Thank you. Do you know what? I was trying to pass it. I was never a good passer.
You did?
That was the trouble.
What were you
did
thinking
pass
about?
it.
What was that?
No, but just what were you trying to think it?
Let's get back to great players.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thierry Henry is back for Arsenal and he's vital to them.
Oh, well, Gary, I mean, he came on sub the other night in the Champions League. Obviously, this is his first start for a long time. The pace is frightening. I mean, Arsenal didn't play particularly well today, but he's just got everything. This was a chance for Perez. This is probably what we know him best for. Picks it up on the left-hand side, and he's off. He's just, the way he runs at players, it's just so direct, and, you know, always picks somebody out at the end of the run. Here again, just lacking. When he gets in these positions, you always worry who's going to be on the end of it. In this case, as we see, nobody, but his creativity is brilliant. He does great here, comes back from offside, great position, nicks it past David James, and of course that was a penalty.
James shouldn't have been out there, should he?
Well, he shouldn't have been out there, no, but you can imagine James comes out and he's just trying to take it off him, but it's the pace. Look at this as well, disguised pass, brilliant. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, as I say, his first start for a long, long time, and just, as you'd expect, they're a completely different team with him in the team.
Fantastic player, and he's got so much in front of him. What age is he?
I don't know.
Yeah. You just got that, did you?
No,
Are you tired?
I haven't got it. I was just...
He's not recovered from the penalty yet.
I'm not recovered from the penalty. I was still a bit down about the fact that I seem to have aged so much. Anyway, before we leave you, let's take a look at the Barclays Premiership table. London clubs dominate the top end. Chelsea's capital gain will be 11 points should they beat Everton. Charlton are up to second, ahead of Spurs, following their club record 5th successive away win. And Wigan have overhauled both Manchester clubs to go 4th, their highest position yet. The bottom two play on Sunday. Everton have the unenviable task of facing Chelsea, while Sunderland must go to Newcastle. Birmingham remain in the bottom three, with their West Midlands rivals West Brom and Villa just above them, alongside Portsmouth. Well, that's it from us on the day that the top gunners turned into prize goons, or as the French say, le grand coq-up sportif. Au revoir.
What's he done?
It's been the most talked about penalty kick for years,
The worst penalty in football history, I would suggest.
with criticism and ridicule in equal measure. And it all resulted in a free kick for Manchester City.
The principle is, and I have spoken to Mike Riley, because clearly in law, the kicker has to kick the ball forward. And under old money, if you like, it used to be the full circumference. It no longer is that. So I think to clarify, first of all, the kicker has to kick the ball forward. The view of the referee was that the front studs had started the ball rolling forward, and the reverse, or if you like, the back studs of the player had deemed that he played it twice. And in that situation, of course, then it becomes an offence and a sanction awarded to the opposing team.
Slow motion replays appear to show that the ball was touched only once, so according to the laws, the game should have just continued with Manchester City in possession.
I've never seen that in a match of this magnitude.
If we assume that Pires's intention was to conceal a little prod forward so that Henry, who had actually timed his run so that he wasn't encroaching, just about, well, that's much more difficult than scoring a penalty, because the goalkeeper has all that time to come out and narrow the angle. So it is absolutely mad. This was numbskull behaviour.
Complete chaos from Arsenal at a penalty.
Pires has apologised for his part in the proceedings, and Henry, who says it was his idea, will take all of Arsenal's penalties in future. But don't expect him to try the one where he passes to Pires. Ian Bolton, Sky Sports.
It was all right in the rehearsal. Now, we've been trawling through our archives for some other mistakes which might help Pires feel a little bit better about his spot kick. So have a look at this, Robert. This one comes from 2001, Manchester United were up against Villa, but David Beckham and Ryan Giggs couldn't make up their minds who would take that chance. You have it? No, I'll take it. Hang about. So they both took it. Mind-boggling moments in football.
Here's another one, Jim. Newcastle against Everton, the 21st of October 2000. Everyone runs over the ball, leaving no one to take the free kick.
Well, it doesn't just happen here. This one happened in Spain's La Liga. What was he doing? That penalty miss meant Valencia picked up all 3 points against Alaves. That could be me. Oh, just wide of the stadium.
And Chapuisat free kick for Switzerland against England, the 25th of March 98. Neither man sure who's taking the kick. The game did finish 1-1.
Oh dear me. Big wide open spaces, it can get so cluttered out there though.
Again, Laurel and Hardy springs to mind, so we've done what we can with this to see if it actually works as Laurel and Hardy. I'll give you Bob and Terry.
What happened? I don't know.
It was so absurd that even Arsene Wenger must have laughed. He wasn't laughing at the time, was he?
You can't tell me that Arsene Wenger didn't go in there and give him a rollicking. I don't accept that. Not at 1-0, and you do something like that in a game when he's desperate for a win. He might be calm after the game, but he's got to have said something to him for that. That's...
Has any player of yours ever attempted anything as daft?
No, I don't have players. I like Henry.
If he did, they can do what they like.
Yeah. OK, let's have a look at the Premiership table. Let's have a look at what crisis Chelsea find themselves in. A very slender 9-point lead they now have at the top of the table. Only moving in the top half today saw Bolton up to 7th and West Ham 9th. The bottom, Everton's first home point, halves the gap between them and Sunderland. Both sides remain in the bottom 2. West Brom remain just slightly out of the brown stuff at 16. Some news from Spain. David Beckham and Thomas Gravesen both sent off as Real Madrid lost 2-1 to Valencia at the Bernabeu in La Liga. Beckham was booked for dissent in the 88th minute. You won't believe this. Sent off seconds later after sarcastically applauding the referee. Did he have a bet with Wayne Rooney or something?
You think that David Beckham would know better with the experience he's got? I'm amazed that's happened today.
He'll have got some shopping on in 7 days' time.
Right.
I guarantee that, yeah. They'll be going out somewhere.
OK, we'll finish with too good, too bad, as usual, starting with this young lad at Blackburn. If you could do all this with John Terry bearing down on him, then he's got half a chance. He took it up the pitch a minute later and headed it in. Fantastic skills, always nice to watch. Lovely little back heel from Wayne Rooney, just simple. Van Nistelrooy can't do much more with it though, I'm afraid. Great work from Curtis Davis here, West Brom's defender at the back. Nothing on, so uses the corner flag very intelligently there and just rolls it back down the line. too bad too. Now, we've got Liam Lawrence on the right-hand side. Keep your eye on him. He's waving like a kid in a school playground. He's waving actually like somebody who's been stuck on a desert island for 15 years and suddenly sees a passing ship for the first time. Give the man the ball, for heaven's sake. Here's a young lad at Everton worrying about his bogey team. Actually, we've edited that a bit too long. I don't want to look at it too much. And it's something Neil Warnock's wanted to do for ages. Give the linesman a good boot. What is fantastic here, the man's in agony. He just wants to go for an X-ray, but he can't do it. He can't go. His duty dictates he has to put his flag up. He crumples to the floor, but no, he's going to get his flag up no matter what. And he don't get no sympathy from the player whatsoever. Now, I know this fella's got a girl's name, but listen to this. What a noise from Robert. He really just, listen again. Honestly, we haven't superimposed that sound on. It did actually happen.
That was fantastic.
Arsenal through to the fourth round after beating Sunderland in front of more than 47,000 at the Stadium of Light. 3-0 the final score. Goals from Emmanuel Eboué and 2 from Robin van Persie. 1 a penalty taken the traditional way.
Sunderland can't buy a home victory in the Premiership, but they had to delay kick-off to allow the nearly 48,000 to fill the Stadium of Light for the League Cup. But it was the Arsenal youngsters who started more impressively. Robin van Persie at 22, one of the senior hands closest to opening the scoring. Sunderland's John Stead did force a rare save out of Almunia, but it was Arsenal who finally broke the deadlock with half an hour of the match left. Emmanuel Eboué from the Ivory Coast with his first goal for the club from all of 25 yards, one certainly for him to remember. Then Arturo Lupoli was brought down by Daniel Smith. Referee Matt Macias didn't hesitate. And this time Robin van Persie was orthodoxy itself, an emphatic penalty. Thierry and Robert must have taken note. Van Persie hadn't scored since the opening day of the season, but he finished convincingly to seal victory, and the next Arsenal lineup certain to be much changed for the London derby against Spurs. Philip Barker, Sky Sports.
We're a very, very young team, and overall I felt that we were solid at the back and always dangerous when we came out, and overall I felt in the first half we had the chances to score, and in the second half we took our chances.
The experience that you came with was in the defensive department. Sol Campbell, how pleased are you to see him back in an Arsenal shirt?
He did very well, you know. We had a good solid back four, back five with Almunia at the back, and from then on, of course, it gives you time always when you win the ball to come out at the back. We did it very well, and we looked solid, did never give a chance away, and that gives confidence to the young boys.
We've been slapped tonight, we've been mullered. Absolutely streets in front of us, yeah. It's, that's the, well, it was funny, Taff just, it's not funny, Taff said that's the worst he's felt about a game, same as me. We just feel like we've been completely done there in every single department.